Hey there, adventure seekers and Airstream enthusiasts. Welcome back to our channel. Today we're diving into a treasure trove of tips, tricks, and all kinds of fun stuff for our beloved Airstream, and probably yours too. Some topics we're going to cover in this video. Has your hitch ever been stuck on the ball? Have you ever had to worry about your cabinet drawers sagging or misaligned? We're installing some new hardware on our closet doors to make them open wider. Have you ever wondered what your hitch weight is? I got a nifty way to find out and tell you how to weigh it with a really cool tool. I'm removing the screen grate off of the screen door here so I can see out my clear glass door window much better. And I'm going to show you a really cool way to keep water spots off your rig when it rains or when you wash it. I'm going to discuss replacing a solar panel and my concerns about Merlin Solar and contacting them. So buckle up, or should I say hitch up, because we're going to all tackle some very common issues and concerns that most of us have with our trailer. Join me. I got this question the other day, how to fix this problem, and I'm having the same problem right now, so I wanted to discuss it. Very simple. If you've ever pulled into a camp spot and you cannot raise this thing up, typically just raising up your jack a little bit can do it, taking the pressure off. But what I typically do is just pull up on this handle as I raise the jack. And if it starts raising the back of the truck up, I know that it's hooked in here. And it typically happens when you are kind of coming downhill this way. So there's a lot of force on the back of the hitch mechanism, because all the locking stuff is in here behind the ball. So it pushes into the back of it. So when it's in a bind in there, it makes it hard to get up. But sometimes you can just raise it up and it'll pop off like that. Or other times you might need to move the truck forward or back just a quarter inch or so to get this out of a bind. But it's not a problem when you have this issue. So just either move your truck forward or backward. Just make sure your trailer is chalked before you start doing this. But put the chocks in your trailer, move your truck forward or backward depending on the bind. Typically you have to move forward, but most of the time you can just pull up on the handle of the hitch as you raise the jack up and it'll come undone pretty easy. Everybody, I'm in my cabinets this morning. I noticed the face on this top drawer right here was not exactly flush on this side. It was hanging out towards this way. So I'm kind of leaning, I'm exaggerating, but leaning that way. And that's indicative of the screw. So this screw was loose and this one is loose, but I also noticed that this screw does not tighten anymore. It just keeps spinning. So I'm going to take this screw out and take me a toothpick, put the toothpick in the hole and break off the toothpick, and I'm gonna put my screw back in. Now you can get some wood glue and do something very similar to this, but now that's going to expand that hole and make it tighter so that doesn't come out. And then while I'm in here, let's see how that screw's loose. And that one's a little loose. I'll check these over here. These are pretty good on this side. It's the one on the left that's problematic. So anyway, let's put it back in and check it now. And if you don't know, these little tabs underneath here, you pull those and it pops right off, so pretty easy to do. Pop those on. It still sags a little bit, but not near as bad. These others are flush, and it could be in the front. Sometimes you need to check these right here and behind here, because that means if the front of it is not exactly wrong, but looks much better than it did. Got a new toy. This is a hitch weight. You put this under your tongue jack and you can drop it down. So when I went to the Catskills last and I put the axles on the pad and the front jack on a pad, it was about 1,400 pounds. But I had a full tank of water and some extra stuff in there that we no longer have in there. So I weighed it again this morning and we're right at 1,100 pounds tongue weight. So now I can go ahead and adjust my calculations to make sure that 1,100 pounds is reflected in there. And a pro tip is put a glove over top of this thing so your grease doesn't get all over it and make it all nasty. Here's how this thing works. You put it underneath your ball hitch area, your tongue, and then you lower that down until your jack is about an inch or half inch off the ground. And then you can see what your tongue weight is here. So mine's right at 1,100 pounds, and I put it on some blocks so I don't have to lower it so far. But works very well. And if you don't have a weigh safe hitch, this like I do, you can use this kind of thing to just weigh your hitch and know what your hitch weight is. So I think it's pretty important to know, and pop it right off. And it's just a simple thing, easy to hold, easy to carry, easy to store. Pretty good deal. Link for it is down below. I've gotten so many messages about this prison fence or this gate or this whatever people have called it, many times over have called it, since I put the clear glass in. So I'm going to take this off today and have a better view out my window. Now, on that note, some months ago, we took the screws out of this thing and put in rivets here, so because they need to be tightened on occasion. So I got to drill out the rivets, and then I'll replace them with a rivet in that hole. So that's what I'm going to do today. And thank you to everybody who suggested it. It's not something I even considered. I've just had this one up here for so long. And I do use it when we're opening the door. I put my arm against it or touch it here. So I might have to develop a new habit. Now I did remove I changed it. So there's a little handle that's normally here. It's on the other side now, so I can lower my screen. But I'm going to pop these rivets out here and put some new ones in. So thank you again. Thank you to everybody, because it will give me a better view out here. And I don't know why I didn't think about it when I took this thing off to put these rivets in. All right, let's check it out and see what it looks like. Before, after. Now I got a good view. I'll pop these rivets back in using my awesome Milwaukee rivet gun here. I hated how much this thing cost, but man, it makes riveting so much easier and smoother and better application. And that's that. Now I got to find a place to keep this just in case I want to ever put it back on. But it looks good. Good view. Thank you again to everybody who recommended that. I recorded myself changing out the solar panel. I took the old one off. I scraped off the goop on the four corners, unscrewed the panel from the roof, and put a new panel on. I somehow deleted the video. I'm not sure what I did, but I replaced the Merlin panel. I have reached out to Merlin, the company. I reached out to them before I put the fourth panel on over there. And so when I first got this trailer, I reached out to them to purchase one. Never heard anything back. I sent an email. I think I called and left a message. And then I sent another email and never got anything. So the dealership where I bought the trailer from ordered me another panel through Airstream. When I broke this, or when this panel was broken, so back in October we were at the rally and I got up on roof to clean off the panels, and they're super dirty now. Out here we had some wind dust storms come through Arizona, but everything has just got a layer of dirt on the top of it. Anyway, I reached out to Merlin to see, to get another panel. Again, never heard anything back. I sent them an email, never heard anything back. Sent another email, never heard anything back. I've recently, in the past few weeks, I've had a couple people reach out to me and ask me about Merlin and have I had any luck with getting anyone on the phone or on email, and no, they haven't either. So I'm not sure what's up with their customer service. Maybe they only deal with dealers. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not sure what they do, but I've never had luck, and multiple people I've talked to have never had luck. So their customer service gets a 0 in my scale of good to bad, but 0 in the bad department. The panels are good. What I genuinely believe has happened to that previous panel is the way Airstream installed this particular one. The brackets are a little too far to the end, so in the middle here it allows some vibration more than any other panel I have. All the other ones have the brackets moved towards the middle just a little bit, so they don't vibrate as much in the middle. So I think if I had a little tiny crack or a little tiny fissure or something, and the vibrations in the middle, because it's still the way I put it back in the exact same holes. So if it happens again, I'll believe that's the case, but I still have no knowledge of anything hitting it, nothing like that. So Airstream said they would not replace it because the panels had I don't remember if it was a 1 year or 18-month warranty, but whatever the thing was, I was already past the time for them to replace the panel. And then, so I was able to pick up a panel from Ronnie Dennis. That's one of the reasons I stopped by there, but I ended up having a lot of good things while I was there. But he takes these panels off when he does a solar upgrade because he uses the Renogy panel. And I'm a huge fan of Renogy panels. And I've said this to many people and many times before, but if I had a chance to go back in time, or if I ever buy a trailer in the future, I'm going to not get the solar package from Airstream, and I'm going to install my own solar package, but I'm going to use Renogy panels. I can fit more Renogy panels on here, just the design of them and the size of them. AM Solar used to sell brackets for them. Now they are out of business, but I like the way Ronnie makes his own brackets and puts them on the roof. We're using the VHB tape and caulks around it. But I would go back and I would do my own solar package if I had to do it over again. So I would order me 4, maybe 5 100-watt Renogy panels and either make me some brackets or find some brackets that worked and VHB tape them to the roof. And I would get my own solar controller and do all the things because it's pre-wired for solar regardless from the factory. So you can just use the existing ports that are up here and put your own panels on. So anyway, sorry I didn't have the replacing the panel. It's very, very simple. You just got to get the goop off, which just takes a little bit of time and patience with the razor blade and the screwdriver. And you can scrape all that stuff off. Some isopropyl alcohol, 70%. You clean off the roof. I did use a little bit of VHB tape underneath the feet, and then I put the screw dip back through that, and then I just put some Sikaflex, white Sikaflex on here was what I used to seal it up with. So that's all with the panel. It's just 4 screws, replaces pretty easy. So if you haven't watched, because I picked up 2 panels from Ronnie when I was there, and I was able to get, because I could only use 1 more on my roof, because I was thinking I might be able to fit another one, but I couldn't. So I was able to pass that panel along to Jonathan and Blakely of Digital Barbell. So if you've not seen how he used VHB tape and installed that 4th panel on their same trailer we have, go check out their video. He just figured it out as he went and did a great job of putting it on, and now they're almost, I think they're out full-time this week or next week. They're going to be full-time in the rig, storing all the items in their house, and they're out. So really excited for them, and I can't wait to see them on the road again. But anyway, he put his panel on, so you can go check out their video and review how they added the 4th one to his. Another thing I want to talk about is this deal right here. I bought a Milwaukee leaf blower, M12 battery, so it's not super powerful. The M18 battery is a little stronger, but anyway, it came in a package deal at Home Depot for Christmas. They had all the Milwaukee tools and such out there, but I bought a Milwaukee leaf blower, and I use it mostly for blowing off water on the rig when I wash it, to keep water spots. And I use it to blow off the porch on occasion, depending on where we're staying. So it's a nice little easy leaf blower. But I found this sucker, and it's got a warning label on it that says 18 plus, not for use for minors. And it is, it will blow the hat off my head. It is nuts how strong this thing is. And it has a cool light. So you charge it up using the plug as an outlet, like a regular house outlet. You turn this thing on here, LED, I'm sorry, LED thing here, but your lithium batteries in here. It has a light on the front. But let's just give you some examples of the wind. That's low, medium, high. It's like it'll hold on to my hand without me even holding it. And it'll blow my camera over. And it actually broke my camera holder. I gotta go get my other one. Alright, I'll put a little glue on that and try to fix it again. Anyway, back to this thing. It is super strong, and you can blow off the rig, you can blow off your vehicle, you can blow the pet hair out of the back like I use for Piper, but really cool item. And it's not cheap either. Man, it's expensive, but if you want something to keep your water spots off, I think it's a wonderful, wonderful tool. It'll be linked down in the video description there. And next time I wash, I can't wash in this RV park right now. They don't let me wash here, but next time I wash the rig, I'll get this thing out and blow some of that water off so you can see what it looks like. Hey everybody, I got some new hardware and my screwdriver here. I'm about to replace the hinges on my doors, cabinet doors, so I can open them all the way up. Join me. Now, if you weren't aware, each of these has should have a little plastic rubber keeper on the back, and you can pop those off. That's all that is. And then with this thing, there's a little handle back here. You pull that, and that pops right out. So really what I'm replacing are these, not this part, because this new one will slip onto here. The new one will, I have to show you when I get the door off, but anyway, we pop these three off just like this, and then we'll replace this part on the door. One item of note is these screw holes, when you first put these new ones on, don't line up exactly the same, but if you put the screws in at just a slight angle, you can get them both tight and it'll be flush. And before I get going too far, so these will connect right back into, you put this side on first, closest to you, there's a little hook right here. You put that on, and then those pop into place. And that's how the door works and gives you the full opening capacity. And you can pop those off, and that little retaining plastic piece will go right over that. Now, there are some adjustment screws. So on the original packaging, you have something that looks like this. Many of you probably knocked these little things off. If that ever happens, you can just bend these little tangs back and they go back in that hole, or these little tabs. And you can push them back in the little hole there like that. But if you didn't know, these are adjustment screws. This screw here brings it this way. This screw here brings it this way. So that's how you can adjust. These new ones have very similar. So this one goes in and out like that. And then there's two, but it's really hard to get to because you got to push through this hole here. But there's one screw that's pretty deep, and you have to get the screwdriver that's hard to get in there. And there's one that's closer to here. But you just need to make a few little adjustments so that because you want your door crack to be the same all the way up and down, and to match down here at the bottom. So get that to match. So I need to push this one just a little bit more this way, and then those two will match up, and it's pretty close there. And I'll get that other one on and put that in there. All right, now we can open our doors pretty wide. And when they're open like this, you can still walk through. Whereas before you could get them to here, now you can get them to here. So much nicer, really good upgrade. Now it's time to put my little plastic tabs back on there so I don't accidentally pull this off when I don't want it to come off. A quick note on the differences in the hinges. This is the one that came off, and this is the one I put on. So they're made by the same company, and the Amazon link that's going to be down below, they are $12-ish a piece. You can go to the website here on the screen, and you can get them for $8 something a piece. So they're a little cheaper because they can control the pricing for Amazon, or they can control their own pricing, but working through Amazon costs them a little bit different. One difference I want to point out, these screw holes are slightly off, as I mentioned in the video. These are 42 millimeters from center hole to center hole, and these are 45 millimeters from center hole to center hole. So that's why you have to angle the screws in just a little bit using this bigger one. I can't find one. There may be one out there in the world, but I can't find one that is a 42 millimeter screw hole diameter that is a 160-degree hinge. So just so you know that. But get them on Amazon or get them on their website specifically. I don't know that you can order a pack of 6. I think you can order them singles or a pack of 10 or something like that. But if you have your hall closet, that's 6 you need. If you want to do your, like if you are in the International or the Flying Cloud and you'd like to do the cabinet doors underneath your sink here, you need 4 more, so 10 would work. But whatever you choose to do, there'll be links down below for both options. Oh, and I had one shipped to me that was broken here. I reached out to them directly via the website, and they got me one right over. Excellent customer service, and I've been very, very happy with the back and forth. Very easy to deal with and very, very, very helpful. So thanks to everybody at the company for your outstanding support. Thanks for joining, everybody. Also, Piper was a tremendous help during this cabinet process. Today we're driving. Good Lord. Today, Piper, stop. Today we're. Good Lord, I can't talk.
Ready?
It's gonna go low, medium, high.
Oh.
That's good.